What do you call a can opener that doesn't work? A can't opener. What's going on, YouTube? It's Friday, which means we're inside the Hollow City, inside a Cold Harbor, to go over our first of two weekly vendors. Now, we start off with Hughes Bane themed items, and these actually do decently well. As far as desert-y themed things go, this is really the only options that you really have these days. Elsewhere stuff is kind of up there too, but I feel like the Alakir stuff has a little bit more pizzazz to it. And definitely here you can see it with these tents and these archways, but is a lot of this stuff going to resell in the future? I think these baskets are actually secretly really good. A lot of people are looking to create little bazaars and different things, and when it comes to that and some cheap lights, I actually think that has decent resale value / utilization if you want to use it for yourself. And before we jump into our second vendor, this is just a thank you guys. You guys are fantastic, bearing with me when the Xbox servers were down, when I had to change rooms around. We're still getting everything set up, but you can see we at the pinnacle here have our Cadwells. Let me look at this. What a better centerpiece for the studio setup. Not done fully yet, but just thank you guys for putting up with me, and let's get into it. Because let me spoil it. It's a banger. Because you know that when Hexo's Ward is not even in the top 3 best sets in your Golden Vendor, you're in for a banger of a weekend. Hexo's Ward is an amazing, fantastic overland set that comes from the Deadlands that is awesome for survivability. I've seen people use this for PvP. They've used it for arena survivability. This is actually one of the sets that I recommend people sell just because of how easy it is to sell, make a good bit of profit. Now, the Deadlands, you can do the event-based content. You can get rings somewhat easily by farming the Oblivion portal, but it's kind of like Harrow Storms, where if there's not a lot of people farming it, it becomes a little bit more finicky for you to do, and therefore it just kind of becomes a little bit more difficult, and it makes it more profitable for the people who are willing to put up with it and do it. And you could be one of those people. Not only that, you could also buy this gold ring and use it for yourself, but you're probably going to find a lot of people converting their AP to gold, especially pre-mid-year mayhem. This is probably a good time to actually go out and purchase this ring from a player on the ESO open market, but if you play on PC, I definitely picked this up for $125,000. Next up, we have Scavenging Demise, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Nightblade sets to use for ganking builds. Basically, it spawns a eldritch horror type thing, scavenging maw, if you will, behind your enemy, and it shoots poison at them. And this is actually a dungeon set, so this is just straight profit for you. You don't have to waste your transmutes crystals making a new one. Now, obviously, for those of you who have more transmute crystals than gold, you could look at this as a different value. But as of course, rings are considered curated drops from dungeons. So as you're farming Depths of Malatar, once you've gotten one ring, the only way you're going to get a second ring is if you farm the whole dungeon again until you've gotten the entire sticker book completed with weapons and jewelry, or you get really lucky from a chest drop, or you can use transmute crystals, or you could buy this ring. Now, this is a non-tradable ring, but this is a fantastic, in my opinion, must-have set if you want to make a Nightblade ganking build. And I love it. It's a great set. What can I say? I mean, we're just banger after banger so far. Next up, we have the Warlock set, which seems a little bit non-conspicuous, but this bad boy actually had to be nerfed and changed just because of how good it used to be for PvP Cyrodiil. What it does is when you cast an ability that costs resources while under 25% magicka, you restore 11,350 magicka. This can occur every 45 seconds. This used to be fantastic. It's not as good these days. It comes from Celine's. Overall, this set is definitely something that you could use if you were struggling with sustain, but there's quite a few better options these days, and truth be told, if you're running into problems with sustain with your magicka, I'm generally going to suggest that you just drink more potions, maybe change some buff foods around. Probably not going to suggest that you slap on the Warlock set, but this you used to pray for when Warlock would be the best set on the vendor. And we got another great one below it, and good monster set to talk about. Because we have Pariah. Now, Pariah is just generally a good set. Just because physical and spell resistance is good, because the more health that you have, the better it is for you. So if your enemy is trying to lower your health and you have a lot of physical and spell resistance, your health will be above 0, therefore allowing you to stay in the fight. So having a nice, beefy physical and spell resistance based on your missing health is actually fantastic. And you also have to remember, too, we have Mid-Year Mayhem coming out this month. This is one of the most popularly recommended PvP sets to get. And on top of all of that, it's from Hrothgar. Hrothgar does not have world events, meaning the only way you can get this is from chests and daily quests. And how many people are sitting in Hrothgar all day farming chests and daily quests? Almost nobody. Everybody's farming scribing because it takes like 50 hours to do the scribing main storyline. So this is definitely the time period where this is a great set to either resell or sell or purchase or do whatever you need to do with it. This is fantastic. But then we have the most requested set in all of what you guys ever want to see, and that is Balorgs. Balorgs is the most requested set ever from when I started making these Golden Review videos, and it's just fantastic. Not only is it fantastic, now you can get it right before Mid-Year Mayhem, and guess what this is? A PvP set. Now, granted, you could certainly use this for PvE. It's just overall a great set. Why is it so great? When you use an ultimate ability, you gain weapon and spell damage equal to the total amount of ultimate consumed, and physical and spell penetration up to equal to 23 times the amount for 12 seconds. Use your ultimate for PvP, use your ultimate for PvE. Guess what? That's great. This is absolutely juiced. Balorgs is probably one of the most popular sets in the game, and it's going to remain one of the most popular sets in the game, so now you can save your Undaunted keys by getting this shoulder today. And then we have Celine's, which we used to pray for when Celine's would be the best set in the Golden Vendor. And this is arguably the second worst one in the Vendor, and it's still a good monster set, which is crazy. When you deal martial melee damage, you call upon a primal spirit that mauls the closest enemy in front of you for 1.3 seconds, deals a bunch of physical damage. It's a great set. You'll see it used quite frequently. It's one of those PvE sets that's also pretty easy to get, therefore it's kind of like a stepping stone. Obviously, you're not going to run into a trial day 1 on ESO, so it could be one of those stepping stones to farm some of the other mythics that everybody obviously has access to. Mythics just based on if they had certain chapters and whatnot. Celine's is from Celine base game, so it's super easy to get. Farming it on Veteran to get the mass to go with it. So overall, yeah, this is probably the best Golden Vendor I have ever seen, ever. And that's bar none. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. So everyone, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm trying to think of the times where we had vendors that were almost as good as this one. I remember there was an occasion where we had Pillar of Nirn in, and then there was another good monster set. But very rarely do you see every single set in here. Maybe bar Warlock being a set that people are actively using in a high capacity. People are using Hexo's Ward pretty frequently, Infinite Archive runs, arenas, overland content, PvP content, Scavenging Demise, Nightblades, Blue Up builds. Warlock, decent sustain set, definitely the worst one here. Signet of Pariah, one of the easiest PvP sets to recommend to new players. Balorgs, one of the most popular monster sets to exist. Celine's, one of the best stepping stones, monster sets that you can get because it's a base game one. This is just fantastic. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And then head on over to the community tab because we have the winners announced for the month of June. So head on over there. As always, if you would like to enter, all you have to do to enter is be subscribed on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and follow on Twitter. All of those things will give you one entry into the first drawing. Second thing is, all you have to do is leave a comment in the comments below. It's so simple, it just doesn't have to be removed for spam. As long as it doesn't get removed by YouTube for whatever speech they deem removable, you're good. And then the third thing is a random word be flashed upon the screen. If you're the first person to comment that word, you will win a gift card of your choosing. Just be the first person to comment in the comments below. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.